Howdy all, Mach1 Fireman here. Welcome back to the Conelanders Assetto Corsa Racing League. This is a league that has been set up by none other than Mr. Cone Dodger himself. It is filled with a veritable cornucopia of skill level drivers, from veteran sim racers all the way down to people like me who's only done a little bit of sim racing, as in 2 races. So it's going to be interesting, very interesting. This week is in Imola, and we're about to watch the sprint race. We got 2 races coming up this week at Imola. Got a sprint race where you don't require any pitting, and a feature race which will require at least 1 pit stop. As you see there, we qualified 15th, had a pretty good qualifying run. So let's take a look at that qualifying run right now. All right, here we are coming out of the last turn of the first lap in our qualifying session. And while we're watching this qualifying, I want to talk about a couple of things that I've changed from last week to this week. The first thing you may or may not be able to notice is that at the top left-hand corner of the screen is the Discord overlay, and that's the program that we use to be able to talk to each other is Discord. And at the, like I said, at the top left, you see Discord. Anytime you hear somebody talking, you'll be able to see their little icon up there and see who it is that's actually talking. I thought it was going to show their names, but it didn't. So I'll try to make sure that I get that back on there for next week. Apparently I did something in the settings. I don't know. But a couple of the other things that I've changed. Last week I was using the H shifter on my Logitech G29 racing wheel. It didn't turn out so well. If you saw last week's race, I was just awful, just awful. So I decided that the H shifter probably not something that I should try again. So I went to the flappy paddles here on the steering wheel, and that seemed to work out pretty well. I also did a lot more practice at this track than I was able to at the previous week's track. So I was able to practice with the H shifter, and while I was practicing with the H shifter, I found the auto blip function, I guess. And that is anytime you downshift, the car will automatically do a little blip of the accelerator, so you don't end up spinning out.
No, thank you.
So you don't end up spinning out as you're downshifting, and that helped me out tremendously, because there's a lot of downshifting under braking at this track and at all the tracks. So the auto blip helped me out a lot. And here they're talking about the turn 1, how it's going to be interesting during the race. It's a little bit of foreshadowing, so we'll see how it actually turns out. But this is I got the hang of this track after a little while. Like I said, I practiced a lot at this track. Mr. Cone Dodger was nice enough to have the server up a little bit during the week and before the actual race for a couple hours. So I was able to get a lot of practice in. I also, like I said, here we go for the first real qualifying lap coming up. But you see there's the 221. That's not terrible. I think that was probably my first. No, I had a 220 during practice one time, and of course Cone Dodger, I think it was Cone Dodger got pole with a 214 or something crazy like that. So I knew that I wasn't going to be anywhere near the front, and I'm okay with that. You know, my whole goal with this series and with these races is to number one. Yeah, I went off a little bit there. I was on track for having a good lap there, and I went off, and I was like, oh, crap. But my whole goal for this series is to, go out there and be able to be competitive around the guys that are in my same time bracket, I guess, and then not wreck other people and have fun. And you'll have to stay tuned for the rest of the video to see how well that turned out. This bit is funny. We got to listen to this.
You didn't say it right. You gotta say, G-Man, please.
G-Man, please. I don't understand why you even laughed at that. That wasn't funny.
I think it was the desperation, the sound of desperation in your voice that you found funny.
Maybe.
Yes.
I'm really nervous about that number.
And that was making mention of the last week when Spooky was trying to get around me during the feature race, and he said, "Mach 1, please," and I got out of the way, and Cone Dodger just found that hilarious. So yeah, that's what that was making mention of. So this lap, I was doing okay until this little bit right here, and I don't blame this guy. I came into that turn a little too hot. And I was trying to get out of his way, so I was like, ah, crap.
I did do it on purpose.
All right. So I think this might be the final lap. So we'll watch this final lap real quick, and then we'll get into the race. And I think this is actually the lap that I had as a qualifying lap, which determined my position. So we'll make sure we watch this whole one, and then I'll be back with you for the race.
My game is freezing like crazy.
I could push you, Cone. I've ruined my lap. I think people might start to suspect something. No. Oh, did I say that on mic?
Yes, Ollie, you did.
So first race, no pits. Second race, pits, right?
Right.
Ah, well, good. I blew it.
You took way too much.
I lied. I'm gonna pack.
Is half of the field not gonna get a lap time?
I haven't even.
I'm not. I don't have time.
I apparently forgot how to finish the lap. Messed up twice in that last 2 turns.
I just forgot how to go fast.
Well, that's gonna make me doing my intro really easy. Thanks, guys. So I did actually make it. I just went straight into the gravel.
I'd be lost.
I'm exactly where I didn't want to be.
Same here. Still behind you right now.
I didn't complete a single lap.
Poor
It
Cone
kept giving me
starting in
cuts.
pole.
I didn't even go out, so.
No wonder you were last then.
I really wanted to be beat too.
I'm probably gonna be last.
I managed to get in a lap at least.
Well, I really wanted to be P1, so we don't always get what we want, Cone.
So true. So true.
Apologies in advance for anything me and my ping do, because once again I'm starting mid-pack.
For all the mid-packers in and around me, remember, it's okay to break a little early and take it a little slow in turn 1.
But if you break
And there it
early,
was, a
don't break heavily, like
2:21.555. I believe that was my fastest qualifying lap.
But everyone's still
Possibly. I don't remember. But yeah, we'll go with that. And here we go.
I really think
Gotta wait for back to pits, not exit, back to pits. There you go. Not exit, back to pits.
Sharky and the rest of us.
And click it. There we go. Okay, so there's my setup. Make sure we got enough fuel. It's a 7-lap sprint. We're not going to have to pit during this at all. So there we go. There's everything all set up. And then we'll be back for the race.
Not squeeze the people on the outside out into the grass, because that will take out the entire field.
Yes, it will. A little bit more foreshadowing there. Okay, here we go. Getting ready for the race. Got 50 seconds until the start of the race. Now, I will go ahead and say this now. I think I started in 15th. I think is where I ended up. Yes, starting in 15th. And it's it's interesting. These first couple of turns are always very interesting. And that's that. A lot of people are worried about how things are gonna work out.
Thank you.
And then we look and we can see we got who we got around us. We got Rebel over there. He's behind us. Ollie's back there. You see his little orange car. I also changed the POV. I moved my head back a little bit. So here's the start. Good start with the flappy paddles. Not bad. Somebody was very upset.
I saw that.
Just popped in right inside of me.
All right, here we go. And yeah, again, here we go into the first turn. Let's see how things turn out. Rebel Cowboy, that's him. There's Ollie next to us.
All right, I'm on the outside.
I see Ollie. I'm like, okay, don't hit nobody. Don't hit nobody. Okay, all right, we made it through there. Oh, got a wreck, gotta avoid, gotta dodge.
I took anyone out, but I pulled my steering wheel off again.
Power's having some troubles. All right, we made it through there.
Right.
Okay. Made it through there just fine. And then this is another series of bad turns.
You were slow there, 25.
I wanted to make sure that because I saw that guy over there, I didn't want to cut him off or anything.
I didn't see that, sorry.
Ollie having some trouble up there, and here's the best move of the race right here for me. It's like, oh, gotta go inside. There we go. Nice move. Made a nice move right there. Passed a couple of people. They got G-Man. Oh. I tried to tell him, I'm on your inside. I guess the first bump, he didn't notice me. And then I'm like, oh, crap. I didn't see him. Who's that? Georgian. I didn't see Georgian. So I apologize to him about that. And then I let him go on by because I bumped him a couple times. And he's faster than me. He's always going to be faster than me. So I'm thinking, all right, well, I know Georgian's going to pass everybody here in just a second, so it'll be me and Ollie. Let's see if we can't catch up to Ollie. Look at the rearview mirror. People are going all over the place.
Stupid penalty shit.
There.
Now, one of the major problems with this track that we didn't have for the other track, the last week's track, was the penalties. Just try to get everything. Let everybody sort themselves out. Yeah, this is all post commentary. That right there is actually during the race. So, I got a good space around me now. I'm like, okay, I'm not too close to the guy in front of me to where I'll run into him. I got enough of a gap behind me to Rotor X. I think I can maintain that gap. Now, what I was saying about the penalties is we didn't have a problem at the previous track. I don't know if they weren't turned on. I'm pretty sure they were turned on. Just nobody had any problems with them. But if you get enough of your car in the grass, you have to serve a penalty during the race. And that penalty is you have to slow down for a certain number of seconds depending on the penalty, or slow down to a certain speed. And a lot of people started having trouble with that. Rebel, I don't know what happened to Rebel right there. We'll have to watch his perspective to see what happened. But like in a corner or whatever, if you get a couple of tires off in the grass, they count it as a corner cut, and that's not bad. Oh, Ollie! Oh, Ollie!
Damn it!
Poor Ollie. He had so much trouble with that turn the entire weekend. But yeah, so with that right there, it bunched us all up together. Rotor X had a little trouble behind us, so I'm like, okay, got a gap back. Now I just got to work on Noah and Georgian, who I know are both real fast compared to me. So okay, maybe if I could just keep up with them, I'll be all right. But the penalties, a lot of people started having trouble with them because it seemed to be different than it was in practice. Like in practice or in qualifying, you could run certain lines and not get in trouble for it, but in the race itself, the penalty seemed to be in a little bit of a different spot, and it didn't care. The computer didn't care if you got pushed off. If you were trying to avoid somebody and went off the track, it still counted as a penalty, and you had to slow down.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
So a lot of people were having trouble with that. A couple of people actually got disqualified.
Yeah, no.
From the from the race itself. So, yeah.
Yeah, I slipped.
Wow, fucking hell, I have to slow down for 10 seconds.
You can do this the easy way or the hard way, going.
Got a battle up front.
The PG-13 rating is gone by a long shot.
In the first couple of turns, yes.
I have to slow down, I'm sorry.
So,
For the
me,
lap.
when I hit you, I gave you a penalty?
Fuck, no.
I don't like the hard way.
I'm pretty big fan of it right now.
And here we are, you know, I'm looking down and I'm like,
How high
10th.
do you actually have to slow
Well,
down?
heck yeah, 10th. I
just
like
have to go
that.
about
I think
3
you have to
penalties.
Please pull off mine if you're serving a penalty.
And then I make a little mistake right there. And I'm like, okay, yeah, he got a good run. We'll just let him go on by. Well, maybe I'll let him go on by.
The clock doesn't go down
And right here I'm going, this is ugly. This is bad ugly. Oh, dang it. So I let those 3-4 get by me.
okay.
Because I was trying not to cut back inside in front of all those guys, but because they were in the racing line, they were in the line that I needed to be. So I tried to stay on the outside, and I guess I cut down a little bit too much. I think that was Georgian. Again, I think I might have cut down in front of him a little bit, and yeah, ended up bumping him and again, in order not to wreck all 4 of us or 5 of us that were there, I was like, you know what? I'll just be on the outside, and if I go off, I go off. And sure enough, I went off. I'm okay with that. I was top 10 for a little bit.
When you actually serve the penalty, it still gives you a black flag and retires you from the race. So.
Yeah, that's Rebel. It sounded to me like he got a little shafted. You know.
Race him hard.
Like I was saying about the penalties, you had if you accrued a penalty, you had by the end of the lap to serve your penalty, and you had to completely let off the accelerator for a certain amount of time. It was either 5 or 10 seconds. If you got 2 penalties back to back, you had to let off for 10 seconds, and you couldn't touch the gas at all. You couldn't speed up at all. And you had to wait for that timer to go completely away before you could even touch the gas again. Or, you see, I think Rotor, was it here, or did he just lose it? I wasn't paying attention up front. I didn't see what happened, but yeah, you had to serve your penalty before the end of the lap, and if you didn't, then you got disqualified. And I think what happened to Rebel, and like I said, if he posted anything for the feature or for the sprint here, we'll make sure we go check that out. But I think what happened to him was he was trying to serve it on the backstretch right before the end of the lap, and he didn't quite let the 0, because it counts down, you know, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And then you have to wait for the 0 to actually go away. And I think what happened was he didn't wait for the 0 to actually go away before he crossed the line, and therefore he finished the lap with a penalty and got black flagged for it. So I feel bad about Mr. Rebel, because I think that we could have. Oh, Sebi, my Sebi. I think that, you know, if I think me and Rebel were having pretty comparable lap times throughout all the practice and everything. So I would have liked to have been able to try to race him a little bit. He was a little better than me, but I think I could have, you know, maybe followed him a little bit and made myself better by following him. So poor Rebel. He'll be back for the feature, I know for sure. So right now we're following Rotor, and I'm trying to maintain consistency. My biggest goal with these, now that we're all spread out and there's nobody really pressuring me, Les Cubes is 4 or 5 seconds behind me. Rotor goes off right there. You know, Les is 4 or 5 seconds behind me. I want to. I want to be consistent. I want to put down consistent lap times, not wreck. And you know, I'm looking at my position. I'm like 14th. Well, you know, top 18 gets points. I want points. So let's just be consistent.
Boop.
This will be interesting. And then I catch these guys. And I'm thinking, and I even said, I was like, this is going to be interesting.
Unflappable.
And I'm thinking, do I stick my nose in there? Do I stick my nose in? No. Let's just slow way down and let him have his line.
You're a shark. You have like fins and stuff.
And maybe one of them will make a mistake, and I'll be able to slide in there. Because if I'd have stuck my nose in there, I think he would have come across and wrecked us both, and I don't want that. So I'm just gonna let these guys duke it out. I'm gonna sit back, bide my time, put down my consistent laps, and be good to go.
I've been DQ'd.
And if I get a spot, I'll take it, like right here.
No, I'm fine.
Yep, he got a better run off that turn than I did, so we'll just tuck right back in behind him.
Okay, one at a time here.
Cone's apparently having some trouble up front.
NCW, that was all me freaking out about you getting that run.
I could have taken that turn a little bit better than that, but I had to whoa up because he hit the brakes. Now this turn right here, this set of turns, I could have, or I think that I lost a lot of time. That was one of the best ways that I took that turn the entire race, and they still started pulling a gap on me. So I could have made that turn a little bit better.
Okay, I'm gonna win this.
I just couldn't. I couldn't figure it out. I mean, I didn't wreck. I didn't have any major problems with it, but I couldn't figure out the fast times. And there, I think he got a penalty, so he had to slow down to a certain time or to a certain speed, and then back up.
All three of you.
No, we'll do that ourselves. Don't worry.
Just be real close.
And then right here, I went way too hot. A little hot into that one. Yeah, way too hot into that turn. And I was trying to keep my eye on Georgian, and he did the same thing. So it's like, well, okay. There goes my chance at him. And then I look back, and I'm like, oh, okay, there's somebody behind me now. And I thought the entire last part of the last few laps here, I thought it was Les Cubes. I thought it was Les Cubes behind me because he's been behind me the whole time. I had no idea it was NCWG4. That one right there, I lost a little bit of time because I slowed down a little bit too much. You have to slow down some to be able to get the right line through there, but I slowed down too much, and I wasn't able to cut it. And here's another one. I had to slow down a little bit so I didn't push out into that gravel trap, because I did that a couple times throughout practice. There's that auto blip helping me out, make sure I don't spin out. And again, I'm like, okay, well, Les apparently found his lines. He's caught up with me pretty good.
Go on, Cone, get a penalty.
Felt pretty good about that turn. I'm gonna pull a little bit of a gap on him. Not bad, a little bit, not much. And then here's the bane of my existence right here for this track.
Most of us aren't.
Oh, hey, all right. I'm feeling pretty good about that one. I'm like, okay, I took that one pretty well. Now this turn up here, I practiced a lot, and you know, there's a certain line that you have to go through it in order to get it correctly. This is not the correct line for that.
You probably missed one then.
So you know, he's on the inside, and I tell him, "Come on around, Les." Told him on the radio, and then I look and I'm like, "Wait a minute." You're not Les. I said it on the radio. I was like, "You're not Les." And that was when I figured out that it wasn't Les Cubes that was behind me. We got one more lap to go. I'm quite excited because I haven't been lapped yet. I've had to get out of the way of a couple of faster cars, but I haven't been lapped yet. I'm very excited about that. Let's see where we shake out. 13th. 13th position so far. I'm feeling pretty good about 13th place on the last lap.
Thank you, Ollie.
No problem.
And I got my sights set
Probably should have
on
downshifted
Mr.
right there.
NCWG4. Thinking, okay, yeah, he passed me like I was standing still, but he's all over the place. Maybe he'll make a mistake up here, and I'll be able to catch up to him and pass him. And 12th, I like the sound of 12th. 12th would be just fine. Lost a little time on that turn. Lost a lot of time right there.
Come on, 25. Make a mistake.
How about you?
There's races all over the track. People are racing each other everywhere.
There, I did mine. Now you.
Nice try.
Here we go for the last time in this race. Too hot. Yep, slid the tires. Slow down way too much, and then I'm like, okay, well, he's gone. I guess I'll just have to settle for 13th.
The race for...
Or do I?
A couple of little touches, but you know, that's when you're racing that close, you've got to expect that.
Nice and easy, nice and easy.
I sailed it in on Maestro, and I think we hit, but I think we did the same thing that you and me did, like drove into each other.
Oh yeah, totally.
I had a really nice battle with Moose until I got on the grass and got off track and got a penalty.
All right, final turn. Don't screw it up here. Don't screw it up here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Crap. Crap. Get back on the track. Here comes Les Cubes. No. Les Cubes, no. All right. Okay, doing fine. You shall not pass.
They're pretty good.
You shall not pass is what I said on the radio.
I think we both drifted right through there. That's pretty good.
And there we go. There's the race. Final position, 13. Oh, man. That was a great race. I felt really good about that. I was able to actually make a pass right there. It was good times. And here we are. Here's the final results for the Imola. I don't know how you say it. The Imola sprint race. Again, Sharky and Cone Dodger 1-2 as always. But if you look about halfway down in 13th position, number 52, the Mach 1 Fireman. That's right, 13th position. 7 laps. Yep. Total time 17 minutes, not bad. Gap to first over a minute. That's about what I expected. Gap ahead, that is how far behind NCWG4 I was. And then I started in 15th, so I gained 2 positions. My fastest lap was a 2:23.55, even though I qualified with a 2:21 something or another. I qualified with a 2:21.55, so I was exactly 1 second slower with my fastest lap from my qualifying lap. And then that best lap delta, I guess that's how far behind the fastest lap of the race I was. And if you look up there at the top, and of course it was actually Maestro got a 2:15.736. That is insane. Those top 3 guys, 2:15, 2:15, 2:16. There's no way in the world that I would ever be able to go that fast. So make sure you go check out their channels to see how the race ended up there. And as you can see, it looked like Maestro and Cone Dodger had a pretty good race there at the end. Maestro was a half a second behind Mr. Cone Dodger. So make sure you check out Maestro, Cone Dodger, and Sharky. Make sure you check out everybody on the list. I will have links in the comment or links in the description below to everybody's channel that I know of that I can find. Poor Marzin. He was the other one that was having such a hard time with the penalties. Marzin and Rebel Cowboy, they had rough time with the penalties. But I'm sure, I know for a fact that they'll both be back for the feature, which will come out tomorrow, this same channel, this same time. Be sure to check out the feature race for Imola. But that's going to be the end of this video. As always, I appreciate y'all for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and I will see y'all next time.